Okay, so I'm Nadia Jae and welcome. I'm very, very excited because I'm sat down with this gorgeous talent and I'm fangirling right now because no one else gets to experience this the way I'm experiencing it. And we're having a sit down, like an album listening sit down with the wonderful Nadia. Finally, it's happening. And then Life Was Beautiful. We're doing it. We're going to go through each and every song.
Yeah.
And we're going to ask the questions that some of us will be listening to the album and thinking, oh, I wonder if I'm going to channel that in and ask you, Nayo, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really, really nervous.
Are you? No, why?
Well, I think, just as an artist, when you're putting your music out into the world, you know what I mean? Like, it's there for people to listen to and to give opinions about. And, it's hard. I always think it's, hard for an artist when you've put music out to actually, really hear what you've done. It's only when I listen back to, for all you know, 3 years later and listen back to something, 2 years later that I'm like, oh, this is what it sounds like. But when you're in it, you can't really tell.
I think that might be a good thing.
Yeah.
Then you don't nitpick it in that respect.
That's
because
true.
to us, it's just a body of work. It's what you've done. We just think this is it. Whereas you probably will listen back. If I listen back to anything I did 2 years ago, I don't know if I would enjoy it the same way that we did in the moment.
Yeah.
So, and no pressure, but Saturn did really bang. So I get it. I get it.
Lucky.
I get it. All right, so we're going to go through each and every song. By the way, I'm just so excited that this is an actual vinyl. This is...
That's for you.
And I'm going to get it signed. I'm so excited. And it is just, is it important for you to be able to make music and still put it on vinyl and stuff like that? Because it's...
Yeah, 100%. I feel the way we listen to music nowadays is it's so different. We stream music a lot. And we obviously used to get CDs and cassettes, and there was something really kind of ceremonious about it. Having it and having the posters that you could put on your wall, being able to read the song lyrics. And so being able to...
I miss a song lyric book. Memories. And you've side A and side B'd us.
I side A'd and side B'd you.
That's what we deserve.
I think this is a really beautiful album sleeve that's come together really lovely. Yeah.
It's gorgeous. All right, so we're going to go through it. We're going to start with side A.
Yes.
So number one is And Then Life Was Beautiful. Shall we press play on it first?
Yes.
And then talk about it?
Let's listen.
All right.
There's no control, feel alive, feel nothing at all. Smoke it out till it fades away. Seeing clouds flying aeroplanes. That's when you know what matters to you. Hope will come someday soon. Been in the darkness for a while. We'll see the rays shining down. And then life was beautiful. Feel the waves till we rise.
Okay, so that was track number one.
Yeah.
And Then Life Was Beautiful. So it wasn't before, it is now. Why is life now beautiful? Why number one as well?
Yeah, I feel like it was the way I wanted to open the album is kind of the first song lyrics, kind of say it all. It was something the lyrics are, change came like a hurricane, 2020 hit us differently, and even though I didn't want it, the slow life got a hold of me. How to float when there's no control, feel alive, feel nothing at all. And I just felt like those lyrics is something that we all could relate to in 2020. When COVID hit and the pandemic hit, the world, everybody just had to stop, and it wasn't a choice. And so just that idea that change came for everybody like a hurricane, and I felt like that was the best way to kind of open the album and bring everybody in, because we've all been there and we could all relate to that. I wanted to call the album and this song And Then Life Was Beautiful because I kind of felt I just wanted to offer hope. I think that's what it was. It's not saying that life is beautiful now. It's kind of ... and then life gets beautiful. More like...
I love a ...
Yeah.
To be continued.
To be continued.
Actually, so much happened. Good, bad, ugly.
Yes.
But then it's almost like the rainbow.
Yeah.
Almost, after the rain and the storm and the sun, and it's all weird, like you said. So many ups and downs happened.
Yeah.
I when I heard it, I was a bit like, are we talking about baby girl here? Are we? I wasn't sure. I was I'm actually glad that you kind of gave it context because it has been weird the last couple of years.
It's been weird.
Yeah, I think one of my friends said it was like 2020 was us being drunk and this is the hangover.
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah.
That's
that
literally the
sounds-
perfect analogy.
Yeah, about right. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's our ... dots. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah, ...
perfect. Into Messy Love.
Yes.
I love this song. We have playlisted it up and down. Was it Messy Love I played when you DM'd me and was like, hey?
Yeah. I was with my daughter and we were like up every morning, you know, early, and we listened to your radio show every morning. And you were playing my music, but also like you play it all the time. So I
play it
thought,
all the time.
I know. So I just
fan.
felt like I should actually just message you and just say thank you. So thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Well, I'm more than happy to hear it for the 11,000th time. So, yeah, let's do Messy Love.
Said I can't lie, said I can't lie, said I can't waste my mind, not even this time. Said I won't break, said I won't break, said I won't change my ways, not even this time. 'Cause no one wants both have that kind of messy love.
So that was Messy Love, first single. Was it daunting, actually, like dropping music and being like, hi, it's me again?
It was actually, yeah. Also because like Messy Love was released before I wanted it to go out. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just like, you know, I was like
Oh.
surprised. Like all my fans were messaging me like, this song bangs. And I was like, what song? Like what have they heard? And it was
No
Messy
way.
Love. Yeah.
Oh, what an actual mess. But a good mess.
Yeah, good mess.
mess.
Good mess. In the end, like, it all works out. It's like, it's all fine. But yeah, Messy Love was the first song that I like officially was like, okay, this is the album. And Messy Love and the song that follows actually, Glad That You're Gone, kind of have a similar sentiment to them both. Messy Love and Glad That You're Gone are about like holding boundaries for yourself and like having the strength to kind of let go of people that don't bring you life or like, you know, bring negative energy. And I just realised how important it is just to surround yourself with people that kind of like fill your cup and water your plant.
Quite literally,
Yeah, quite
rather than
literally.
drinking
Quite
and
literally.
literally
Yeah,
help
yeah.
you flourish.
Yeah, help you flourish.
Amazing.
But the thing is like people who like drain you are for strangely the people that like stay around the longest.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Like you're feeding them essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're not going to go anywhere. You have to literally unroot them.
You have to unroot them.
Yeah, you do. Ooh.
Yeah. And so I guess that's what I was kind of doing within these two songs. It was like unrooting those people and like, and also just wanted to kind of like send out that message, just like, get rid of them.
Get out of here. What's that thing? I've got a thing on my car. Well, do me a favor, get out of here. All right, I love that. So next time we hear this album, you must remember that Nadia said do one, yeah, to those people that...
They gotta go.
They gotta go. All right, we've been
gotta
talking
go.
about it loads. Why don't you introduce the next song?
Yes. This song is called Glad That You're Gone.
My mouth grinning and I know that it's wrong. I can't help smiling either way. You've bounced this blessed, I'm celebrating. Rather be alone than to beg you to stay. Rather lose it all than hold on to this pain. No, I won't cry, no tears from me. You know I'm fine, I'll be okay, good. I'm so glad that you're gone.
All right, so that was Glad That You're Gone. And we did just say that Messy Love was the first single because the next song, which was Antidote, you wasn't even going to put on the album.
Yeah, like I released Woman with Leanne Havas and Antidote with Adekunle Gold first, and I didn't know what was going on the album at the time, but I just knew that I wanted to put out music, and I felt like doing a couple of collaborations was, you know, a good start.
Yeah, 100%. Like how, like for you, because you're such a powerhouse without collabing, and I feel like sometimes it has to make sense vocally.
Yeah.
So talk to me about working with both of them, with Leanne, and obviously Lucky's on here as well. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that as well. Like,
Yeah.
did you handpick them?
Yeah.
Good. And I was like, yeah, of course you did. And you know, I think when I first heard Antidote, I was like, ooh, like it was a nice, different way of hearing you without you sounding different. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what about you when you first kind of was working with him? Did you feel like you had to merge the sounds together? Like what was it like for you two?
For me, it's like me and Adekunle have been fans of each other for like like a good couple of years, and we'd been trying to work together for ages, but the timing wasn't right. And when we went down into lockdown, I became a mum. So I gave birth.
You did, a whole human being.
A whole human. And like, you know, like the newborn stage is like, can be really difficult. It's really difficult for me. And like the only song that would get my daughter to stop crying was a song by Addict and Lay Gold called Something Different.
No way. Oh, I love something.
I know.
She likes something different.
She likes something different.
Really? She's got an ear and a half. Like, seriously, that is like grown people.
taste.
Yeah, no.
I know.
Okay, baby
It wasn't
girl.
the nursery rhymes. It
No,
was,
it definitely is. Right.
So I just kind of took it as a sign. I was like, you know what, I'm going to hit him up because I feel like my daughter's saying, you know, this time to work. So I hit him up, and like he had his own daughter 3 weeks after I had. So
It's perfect.
yeah, it was perfect. And just, you know, the song came together really easily with a producer called SARS. And we all worked from different parts of the world as well. And we wanted to write Antidote because, yeah, we'd both given birth and, like, you know, we were in the pandemic. And I guess our children were kind of like the antidote for us in that time. In terms of like getting through it, and I guess we just wanted to like offer a piece of that to the world. So so we wrote Antidote.
I love that, and thank you for adding it on the album because I think it was needed.
Yeah.
Like I would have been upset to have to go and find it elsewhere to then like add it to a playlist and add it to the album. But yeah, all right, let's play it.
Girl, she don't take no flag. You take the song with you when you leave the room. It's incredible. I put you on the pedestal. I mean, oh, you're magical. You are special. You changed my life. It's a miracle. I'm in love. You already know. 'Cause you're my antidote. You're my antidote.
So Antidote is almost like a little dedication to your daughter. And talk to me about being a mum, because I remember you popped up, I was like, oh, Naya's got a bump. This is amazing. Like, and it almost makes you human in some of your fans' eyes. Like all of a sudden you're actually living your life and you're becoming a mum. But, you know, the pandemic hit. How was it being a new mum and, you know, trying to maneuver that and still be Nayo?
Yeah, well, actually it was really difficult, I've got to say. Like, I think that like becoming a mum can be like really tough for a lot of people anyway. But for me, I found it like a really difficult transition. Kind of like being in lockdown, and at the time, like lockdown for us was like no family around. It was still like one walk a day. Hospitals were like changing all the time, but like what they could do with like letting in family or partners and stuff. So like the whole like birthing experience and then coming home to like no one able to help was like really difficult. So I think that made transitioning into motherhood even harder, because like you need celebration of life. And you need lots of people around to kind of, you know, like help you get through those nights and days.
Oh, I don't miss them nights.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie, my
know.
son is grown now, but I can't imagine, like you said, hospitals. You know, I had a friend who was giving birth in lockdown, and it was like her partner was sometimes allowed in, sometimes not.
Yeah.
There's so many milestones that you miss, and then at the same time, there's this whole new person that you have to get to know.
Yeah.
They've got their own needs, you know. I think people misunderstand that when you give birth, you don't know who you've given birth to. You're almost like, hi, here's this person, I'm getting to know them too. So I guess, yeah, you know, going to mother and baby units and interacting with your family and having parties and dinners and, you know, parents round, X, Y, Z, you definitely, I can imagine that would have been so hard, but you've come through it. You look amazing.
Oh, thanks.
You
This is
do.
a lot of makeup and a lot of wig. That helped me.
A lot of makeup and a lot of wigs.
A lot of
Same.
wig.
Same.
But I have to say that one of the things that really helped me get through that difficult period was making this record. So I found like motherhood was all consuming, and like I felt like I lost myself within that process, and being able to kind of like go back to writing and creating and singing was really kind of healing for me. And I actually stayed away. Apart from Antidote, none of the songs are about motherhood. And this album,
I noticed actually.
yeah, this album, it's not about
It's you.
a mother.
And you're not just a mum.
No,
And
yeah.
I think people don't realise that when we become parents, they expect you to just be somebody's mum. But I'm Nao.
Yeah.
And I'm also a daughter. I'm also a partner. I'm a friend, and I'm someone's mum.
Yeah.
So no one expects. Well, I didn't anyway.
Okay.
You can't expect you to just be one-sided because it's just not you. So I think we're going to get into Burnout. I think it's really honest, this track, and a lot of people experience this during lockdown and after and beforehand. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's play it.
Slow for me. So I wake up, drink more, fade out and sleep again. My friends think I'm happy, but think again. I go up, I come down to come down again. Lately, I've been feeling like I'm taking it so low. Burning out my body till it's broke. Don't know how much longer I can go for. I really need to grow for me. And maybe just go slow, there's nothing to run for.
So Burnout is quite an important song because you've experienced your own kind of burnout, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah, I have actually. Like, I think it's something that a lot of people go through anyway. Like, especially strangely in your like 20s, going into 30s. I think it's a period of life where it's just like go. It's like hustling. It's trying to tick boxes and things like that. And like that's definitely what it was like for me. But for the last like 3 years, I suffered from burnout, but like it got more intense than burnout, and I got diagnosed with a condition called chronic fatigue syndrome.
Right.
And it's quite difficult to explain, but it's basically kind of like you're running on 20% battery like all the time. And so I've had to make a really, really difficult decision not to tour this record. I love touring. I love performing, and like anyone that's been to one of my shows, it's like a really special thing. Yeah.
I mean,
Have you been?
I even saw you open for Lauryn Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Like you are amazing at what you do, but you can't put your health, mental, physical, after the fact. It has to be first, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But it took me a little while, to come to that decision, just because when you love something so much, it's hard to kind of say no. So I was planning on touring, and then not so long ago, like just a few days ago, I was just like, you know what, I have to kind of put my health first. And, you know, that means once I get better, I'll be able to tour for longer and even better. So Burnout is really, really relevant to me. Obviously, it's like, it's a whole like layered thing, but I think on the surface of it, like burnout is something that a lot of men and women can relate to anyway, and like kind of not stopping even though the warning signs are like already there.
Really flagging.
Yeah.
You need to listen.
Definitely.
But it's good. I think, do you feel like almost like a release now that you can kind of say, look, okay, fans, at least the project's out. Of course, we can't do it all encompassing. Yeah. I mean, it kind of helps that we're not completely out of the pandemic, because it means that when everything does go back to normal, when you do get your strength back, you can give the best show. It can be, it's never going to go back to what it was, but it will be so worth it. It's funny because next song's called Wait, aptly titled.
That's perfect.
It is, isn't it? So I think putting yourself first is mandatory, absolutely mandatory, and I think you should be proud of yourself for that, because it's very difficult to do that and choose peace and choose health. It's important. It's an important message to send out. So yeah, I think we should go into Wait. Let's do it.
Is it time? Is it space? Maybe it's just that we need to be honest, 'cause we've been up face to face. I really wish that we could say what we wanted. We're emotional, but we're through it all. Oh, wait. We ain't perfect, wait. The only way to learn is through mistakes. Trying to run away is only human.
All right, so the next song is the collab that I didn't know I needed. It is Nao and Lucky Day. Talk to me about meeting and working with him.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Lucky Day like for a minute. Oh, we met at the Grammys actually. I was nominated, he was nominated for the same award, and we met on the red carpets. We were mutual fans, thank God. And we got in the studio and we made magic. We made Good Luck.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's play it.
Broken down into nothing. It went up in flames, now we're burning. Cut me away with your words like a blade. And said it was over. Hope you said everything that you wanted. I was drunk on love, now I'm sober. There's no one to blame, let's go our separate ways. Good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck. 'Cause you're gonna need it, it won't be easy, that's irreplaceable.
All right, so we have completed side A. We are now going to side B. Is there a major difference between the sides? Because I listened to it in full, so...
Yeah, there's no difference.
No difference, we just wanted to keep it old school. I love it here. So we're going to press play on Nothing's For Sure. Do you want to talk to us beforehand about it? And
Yeah, Nothing's For Sure is it's a really simple concept. It's just about living in the moment, basically, just being present, and that's it.
it's so important.
But also, like, I guess it's in the title too, you know, nothing is for sure. And that's why, you know, I've definitely discovered for myself, like, why it's so important just to be present, because we don't know what's around the corner. No.
Yeah, COVID came and licked up outside our heads.
Exactly.
So you're right, it is about living in the moment. It's very hard to do sometimes, but yeah, we'll press play on the song. I do love this song.
We don't need no more. No more to blind us. Yeah. No, no, no. Take it all, take it all, take it all away. It's clear to see. It's clear to see. Nothing's for sure. Just let the moment take you on its wings.
So Nothing's For Sure, a bit more up-tempo. And I was just saying to Neo, I actually cannot deal with her because I can't choose favourites. I have about 5, which means I don't have favourites. I just like the whole album then, don't I? Basically. It's a good problem to have.
That's a good problem, yeah.
So we're going to go into Woman. Beautiful song. The song makes me feel very inspired. So talk to me about working with Leanne. Like, what was it like?
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah, at the end.
yeah, done. She's sick. We wanted to write Woman. We felt like, you know, I don't know, we felt like
God is a woman.
God
you know?
is a woman.
I mean, to
We
do
just
all of
wanted to
this.
celebrate that. Do you know what I mean? And we just wanted a moment just to kind of celebrate us and like, and women as well. Like, there's like a real shift, I feel like, in culture at the moment where like finally, you know, we're beginning to get celebrated.
100%. And we're cheerleading ourselves.
And we're cheerleading ourselves. And it's not about like catfighting or like bringing anyone down. We're just kind of trying to lift everybody up and just let the world know that there's space for everybody. And like, this is what Women is about.
You see me in the magic place. I got it for a good reason. The heaven with another face got me feeling so high.
Baby, I'm living in this magic place.
So, Better Friend. I listened to this and I was like, should I call some friends of mine just to make sure that I'm doing my part as a friend? Because I think we take it for granted that relationships and friendships are the same thing. You do have to keep them up. You have to, you know, we talk about watering and planting and stuff again. Like, they are work, essentially. So this is obviously about a friend, I assume.
Yeah,
the song.
definitely.
And I guess let's just let it play because the lyrics kind of speak for
lyrics speak
themselves,
for
don't they?
themselves,
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
I promise that I'll be a better friend to you next time when you come back to you next time to you. I promise that I'll be a better friend to you next time when you come back to you next time. I'll be a better friend.
All right, so randomly, and no shade to any other artists, but thank you for still being like British on your songs. Like better friend is how we talk, isn't it? Better, innit? That's what we say. This is it, we say better. That's what we say. But I really appreciate that because sometimes I'll listen to artists, I'm like, okay, we don't say it like that, and you're from the UK, so can you say it like how we would say it? I feel like it's something that makes you really relatable still, like you're still like Neo from Ends.
Wow, I didn't
what I
even
mean?
realise I was dropping my T's.
I mean,
there,
because
there you go.
it's who you are. You're
Yeah.
not straying away from that. But there are some artists that will specifically think, oh, maybe I shouldn't. But we need to just be unapologetically, grammatically incorrect sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I respect it. Let's talk about Postcards, one of my favourite songs.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, this is, I mean, I've got 5, but maybe 6 now, actually.
Postcards I think is also a really beautiful song, especially like the meaning behind it. We're both telling 2 different parallel love stories. Serpent with Feet is welcoming in a man into his life. He wants him to move into his apartment. He's talking about giving him his key, you know what I mean, and like really opening up his heart to him. And like my story is about saying goodbye to someone and like letting someone go, but also at the same time letting them know that they're still amazing. Like I think they're still amazing, even though like, you know,
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out. And I just felt like, you know, these 2 parallel love stories, but also like how different the loves are as well. It's just like a really layered song.
It is.
And Serpent with Feet is an incredible artist and an incredible vocalist as well. And like, we're just massive fans of each other's. He opened up for me in New York about 5 years ago. Yeah, and we've been friends ever since. The timing was right, and we made Postcards.
I'm so glad, because it's my fave. So yeah, let's do Postcards.
I'm not trying to justify, but Youre really changed our lives, yeah. Do you mind if I write it out and send it in a postcard where you're living now? Hang your picture in a photo frame and stamp it with the queen so they know your name. You're royal to me, and if it's not too late, and time don't fade.
So we're actually coming towards the end of the album now. I'm sad, but I'm glad because I really do love the end songs. But just looking at the artwork, you've got a sunflower on there. There's sunflowers in here. Like, this is kind of your thing for this album then?
Yeah, I love a theme.
You love a theme? She loves a theme.
I do love a
Don't know if
theme.
you've noticed, everybody.
Yeah. There's always a theme.
Okay.
Like, for all we know, it was gradient
Yes.
colours.
Which banged, by the way.
Thanks.
It did.
And for Saturn, it was a balloon. Like, the balloon represented kind of like Saturn, the planet, always like hovering
And
around.
wasn't Saturn in like... I'm sure Saturn had come into something. I remember actually researching the time of the year that you dropped the album. I think Saturn was on its return or something like that. And I was like, did she do this on purpose?
Oh, well, I didn't...
You didn't even know, did you?
I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm a
I
fan,
didn't
you
know
can
that.
tell. Why sunflowers this time?
So, yeah, sunflowers kind of represent hope for me in this album. Sunflowers are obviously really beautiful.
They are gorgeous.
Yeah.
I was going to try and put one in my hair, just didn't think it would match.
Oh, you should have done that.
I might try later.
Yeah.
So no one can
We'll
see.
both do it.
Yeah, we'll both do it. And if
Yeah.
it bangs, it'll be on the gram. If it doesn't, just forget it. There's petals in my hair. But also, I think it's nice. That it's like, and then life was beautiful. I've got
Yeah.
the sunflower. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And sunflowers they do a lot of things, but they do this really amazing thing where they're always searching for the sun. And even in the nighttime, they're constantly looking left and right for the sun. And if there's another sunflower close by, it will
lean in.
Yeah, it will lean into
I've
each
noticed-
other.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They're friendly flowers.
They're very friendly.
Oh.
But I just love that idea of kind of like constantly looking for hope and looking for the sun. And even when we're in tough times or, you know, patches of our lives which aren't working great, like there's always the sun, there's always hope. And so that's what the sunflower
That
represents.
is amazing. Oh, let's play Little Giants now. Let's do it.
When I build you, take down my walls till they fall down. What it takes to break up the silence. I feel small when you're hiding giants. I've been fighting little fires. You've been holding little giants. You
All right, and just like that, we're at the end of the album. But Amazing Grace is almost like the kind of ending prayer of the album. We're going to get into it. It's your own song.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank
It
you.
is. It really is.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it. And why Amazing Grace?
Amazing Grace isn't the gospel song that we know it as, but I kind of, there was something really, I don't know, spiritual about it when I was writing. And the song, and the words Amazing Grace just kind of kept coming out. And I was like, you know, what does this mean to me in this moment? And Amazing Grace is about fear of failure and like not doing things or like not doing things fully because fear that it's going to go wrong or badly or that you're going to look silly. And so like that's kind of mean, like, you know, like I stop myself loads, like all the time, like yeah, I'm that person.
Well, we've still got the album, so I'm
Yeah,
happy.
you get that much.
I mean, what more Naya would we be getting if you didn't stop yourself?
That's
I
the
wonder.
thing. That's the thing.
I wonder.
I'm gonna say yes to everything now. Not everything,
No,
but
everything.
yeah, nah.
But yeah,
But
say yes
a bit more.
Just a
Yeah,
bit more.
exactly. And it's just that. That's the idea, isn't it? It's like, oh, that saying that is like, oh, but what if I fall? And it's like, oh no, but what if you fly? And that's what Amazing Grace is talking about. It's just about facing your fears and saying yes to life. Life is beautiful in all of its beauty and all of its kind of sticky moments. And when we lose people, when we gain people, all the ups and all the downs. When we step back, it's a whole painting that makes it really beautiful. Yeah, and so that's also kind of like why I wanted to call the album. And then life is beautiful.
And
yeah.
an amazing end, quite literally. Like I think this is a great song to end on. Like it finishes off the album quite nicely. So let's play it.
Satellite, satellite. I think I hear a message from you. Kill the lights, kill the lights. Hoping there's a way it gets through. Been saying sorry all this time. Am I forgiven in this life? Waiting for you to save me from falling.